Hey everyone! Okay, first of all, I've been having so much trouble focusing this camera and trying to figure out if my head is fully in the frame, so I'm sorry if it's not the best setup. I literally can't see myself right now. So thank you for clicking on this video. Today we're going to be talking about why communication is so important. A few reasons why communication is so important. Obviously, it's so you understand yourself above everything else. You have to know how to understand yourself because there's going to be so many people in your life. People who may come in for a few months, people that might come in for your whole entire life. And you need to know how to communicate yourself, your emotions, your thoughts to that person, especially if it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or a best friend, or a family member, or whoever it may be. That should be reciprocated. We should know how to listen. We should know how to take care of other people's emotions and care for their emotions just as we want them to take care of our emotions. I feel like communication is so important because if you know how to do it well, you eliminate so much unnecessary time from people who don't deserve your time. Miscommunication is the root of most downfalls when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to all that stuff. Being defensive too quick in communication, or not letting someone a chance to speak how they actually feel. You're only focused on how you feel, how angry or upset you are, and that's just not okay. I used to be a really, really bad communicator. I would yell to communicate how I felt, because if I was hurt, that's basically all I would be focused on. I'm hurt, so I don't care. Right now I'm hurt, and so that's what's important. And I grew from that. I've learned my mistakes from that, and obviously there's always room for improvement. Always. I feel like I'm always trying to find the best way I can to communicate. So I have a few tips on what helped me know how to communicate. Again, like I said, I used to be very defensive. That was really hard for me to get over. You probably don't see it until you actually have healthy communication and you're like, oh my gosh, that was really an issue. And I didn't even realize it was an issue because I'm so accustomed to the way how I grew up communicating. If you're Latino, then our form of communication is not the best. We yell, we ignore each other, we slam doors, run away, shut down. That's it. There is no, I felt really hurt because of this and something. There is none of that in our culture. Just the Latino community is just very broken in that aspect. Communication really isn't a thing in our culture, unfortunately. That's why I'm making it a priority for me this year to continue strengthening my communication skills. I know that I still have ways to go. So anyways, my tips. Tip number 1, if I'm in an argument or something, I always like to stick to I feel, or I am, or me. Before, I was very accusatory. I'd be like, you did this, you said that, you hurt my feelings, you did that, you. I was always saying something with you, but I never said anything like, I feel like I'm not being understood in the way that I want to be understood, so XYZ. That's helped me a lot. I used to like to make the other person the villain. Sometimes the other person wasn't even being the villain. It was just me automatically jumping to being defensive, because that's just kind of how I always grew up. I always just grew up needing to be defensive in a split second. So I feel like I always just resorted to being defensive and needing to defend my side. I didn't even give the other person a chance to say how they were feeling or how they felt. That's another thing. Stop overanalyzing situations. I'm very much so trying to strengthen that aspect of myself. Take for example, I need space. I would automatically correlate that with something negative. I'm always thinking the worst case scenario, and honestly, that's not it. It's just the person communicating to me hey, I just need 5 minutes to go, just step out, take a breather, and I'll be back. And that's so valid. That leads me to my other tip. Step away. Take 5 minutes, walk it off, do whatever you have to do, but take a breather. Chillax, relax, it's gonna be okay. Communicating is hard, especially at the very start. Everything is just a process, and it's learning step by step, and little progress is still progress. Like I was saying, you don't need to overanalyze what someone is saying. If someone's saying hey, I need some space, don't automatically correlate that with oh my gosh, they're gonna hurt me, so I need to hurt them back first. No, just chill. It's okay. Like, they're taking 5 minutes to just take a breather, or an hour, whatever they need. It varies how much time someone may need sometimes to just step away from an argument. Just remember that the other person you're communicating with, they're allowed to feel hurt. They're allowed to feel like you hurt their feelings, or you made them mad, or you made them sad. If you're upset, you might want to take 5 minutes too, so wouldn't it be valid for that person to take 5 minutes too? I think for me, sometimes also another tip is, if I'm just so mad about something, and it could be like the most stupidest thing in the world, pulled out my notes app and I just typed out exactly how I felt. I was like, ugh, I just feel so mad because like I felt like I wasn't being like blah 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 or something, you know. I just wrote exactly how I felt, and I was like, okay, step away for a quick second, I'll come back, I'm gonna reread it and see if I'm still just as mad as I was a few minutes ago. Writing down does for me, it helps me organize my thoughts. It helps me kind of see like maybe the issue really isn't that big. Maybe he didn't mean it that way, or maybe he said it that way but I interpreted it a whole other way. Like, again, it's all about communicating. Like, writing down how you feel, seeing how you feel, those are all really important things about communicating. I'm like a super anxious person, so my thoughts just jumble one on one. Like, literally, it's like I have one thought and then another thought will begin to start on top of that thought and begin to start on top of that thought, and it's like all of a sudden I have like 10 different thoughts all running through my head all at the exact same time. So writing it down just helps me organize my thoughts and be like, I will literally do like bullet points. I'm upset because of point A, and I'm also feeling like kind of weird because of point B, or I'm feeling like iffy because of point C. But I always try to like just make a list and organize myself before I just get defensive and start attacking. Again, I just want to say communication's hard, but you can do it. All of us can do it. 2023 is about being better, learning, growing. So yeah, make sure you guys follow my TikTok page, my TikTok pages, which will be linked down below. And make sure you guys come back next Monday for another video. I hope you guys enjoy this week's video. I love you guys so much. And again, if you guys have any tips or questions or any really commentary, please comment below. Any tips or tricks that you have for what helped you with communication. I mean, again, I'm still learning, so it's like I would love to learn from the community as well. But again, that's why social media is here. We're here to help each other out, here to give each other tips and lift each other up. So again, I'm always here for you guys. Please reach out to me via TikTok. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing, blessed week. And I'm wishing you guys so much happiness, love, and abundance, and all that good stuff. Sending you guys so many positive vibes. I love you guys.